So here's the problem. You're hitting your revenue goals, but your bank account looks empty. You think you have a tax problem, but you actually have a financial structure problem. In today's video, I'm breaking down the 3 invisible mistakes that keep you working harder, but taking home less money. My name is Chika Obih, and I'm a CPA with over 16 years of experience. I help business owners like you clean up their taxes, avoid costly mistakes, and keep more of what they earn because at the end of the day, that's what we want. My philosophy is simple. Structure and strategy equals less taxes and more clarity, more confidence. So if you're happy to be here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share this video with a fellow business owner who needs to hear this too. I feel like more entrepreneurs who understand their numbers, the better, and you can be a part of that. So with that said, let's get into it. I want to talk about 3 tax mistakes keeping entrepreneurs stuck at under $100,000 a year. So, first mistake is the mixed bag. This is where you're commingling your funds. You're treating your business account like a personal piggy bank. So, check out this scene. You're at the store, you're at Target, Walmart, one of those stores, and you grab printer paper, put that in your cart. That's a business expense, right? But then you also grab diapers, put that in your cart. That's a personal expense. You go to the checkout line, you swipe your business card for all of it. Now, why does this keep you stuck? This creates a fog over your money. Commingling your business and your personal, you don't actually know what your profits are because you look at your bank statement one month and all you see is Target $99. You don't remember, oh, $30 of that was diapers, and then the rest was the business stuff that you paid for. And so what type of clarity do you have from that? There's no clarity. There's no integrity behind your numbers because of the commingling. You don't understand, okay, what exactly is happening in my business? How is my business performing? The numbers are not accurate, and you're unable to utilize those numbers to help you make decisions within your business. Now, if you continue to treat your business casually, then it's never going to grow seriously. You're going to stay stuck. That number is not going to grow. And the bigger risk is with the IRS. If you were to ever get audited by the IRS, they ask you for your bank accounts and they see that the numbers are not making sense. It's not supporting your business output, right? Those expenses, those transactions, it's not supporting. And so if they notice that, oh, you're commingling your funds, you're putting your personal and your business, you're mixing those two together, what they're going to do as a solution, they're going to disallow everything. You're going to get zero deductions, zero write-offs, and you're going to pay taxes on all the money that came in. You're not going to be able to deduct any business expenses. And that's scary, right? Because that's going to leave you paying so much more in taxes than you even are supposed to simply because you're commingling your funds. So this is a huge one. If this is something you're doing, you want to fix this ASAP. You want to get a dedicated business account, only use it for business, use your personal only for personal. So what's the fix? Again, one card, one business account. If it is a personal expense, let's say you're using your business account because your personal account doesn't have money in it. Okay, totally understood. So what you do first is transfer a chunk of money, however much, right? Let's say it's $500 or $1,000 for the month. Transfer that 1,000 from the business account to your personal account, and then go ahead and use the personal card for personal expenses. Easy fix. Now let's talk about mistake number 2. Mistake number 2, I call it the ostrich strategy. And this is where you ignore your quarterly taxes. So here's the scene. Here's the scene. Let's say you make $10,000 in a month. This is your highest earning month yet, $10,000. So you're celebrating. You're like, okay, let me upgrade my flight. Business class, yes. Oh, let me upgrade my hotel. Yes, put me in that room that's on the higher floor. Yes, I want it all. And so now come April and you notice, dang, you owe the IRS $5,000 and you don't have the money. You don't have the money. Now, this keeps you stuck because it kills your peace. You're like, dang, I made more money than I've ever made, but yet I don't have any money to show for it when it comes to paying taxes. And so, with all of this, now you're living in anxiety, knowing that, dang, tax time is coming, another bill is coming, yet you don't have the money. Now, here's the leak. Here's what's really, really bad on top of owing that money that you don't have: penalties. Penalties. The IRS, they won't let you be. Oh, you don't have money to pay us right now? Okay. Penalties, interest. They're going to tack on more and more. And so when you underpay during the year, you're literally throwing money away. You're giving the money in the form of penalties, in the form of interest. And so what's the fix? What's the solution here? The solution is tax savings bucket or a tax savings account. You can open up a bank account and you only use this account to put money in for tax reasons, to pay your taxes. So every time you get paid, move 25% to 30% of whatever you got paid, move it to this account, to this separate account, and do it immediately. There's nothing to think about, right? Let's say a client pays you $2,000 for services. And immediately, once that $2,000 comes in, immediately you're putting 25% of that into the tax account, right? So that's $500 you put away. And now you have the remaining, which is $1,500 to use for operational reasons within the business. And when it comes time to pay the taxes, quarterly taxes, boom, now you have $500 that is set aside to go ahead and pay that tax, right? So that's going to be huge. We do not want you to bury your head in the sand come quarterly tax time, come tax filing time. You want to always make sure you have the money. And one of the best ways to do this is, again, to have a separate account specifically for tax reasons, tax payments, and you use the money in that account to make your payments to the IRS. Easy peasy. Now let's get into mistake number three. Mistake number three, I call this the napkin bookkeeping. Napkin bookkeeping. This is when you have no consistent records. You might be running your business off of receipts, off of post-it notes, scratch paper, taking mental notes. Oh, I'm gonna remember that I paid this valet $20 for parking to go to a networking event. Now, in this specific scenario, yes, the parking for a networking event is considered business because you're going to a business networking event. However, you pay cash. And so you never received a receipt. So you're like, okay, I'm going to just remember. In 5 months, when it's tax time, I'm going to remember I paid $20 for parking. Okay. I'm smiling because I used to do this. This used to be me. And come tax time, it's like, no, you don't remember. You don't remember. It's impossible to remember. And now, let me tell you why this keeps you stuck. First of all, you miss out on money, on savings. You end up losing thousands in write offs every year. I talked about $20, but that was one time. $20 might turn into $100 that second time, 250 that third time, and then you get to the end of the year, that could be thousands of lackadaisically just saying, oh, I'm going to remember it, or putting it on a postcard, or putting receipts every which way in your purse, in your drawer, and not having a system in which you track your numbers, right? So you're missing out on money. Think about it. It could have been that client lunch you had a month ago or that business trip from 8 months ago. If you don't remember it, you can't deduct it. You literally can't deduct it. Another way this keeps you stuck is stress. Think of the stress of it all. Every tax season, you're scrambling through bank statements, spreadsheets, trying to figure it out, trying to piece everything together. Oh, was this personal? Was this business? That's freaking exhausting. It's exhausting. And what's so crazy is you can avoid it. You can easily avoid it by having a system. Now, let's talk about the ceiling. You can't make smart business decisions without data, without knowing your numbers, right? Think about it. You might be like, oh, it's time for me to finally hire that virtual assistant that I've been wanting to hire. Okay. Is it somebody who charges $20 an hour, $40 an hour, $50 an hour? You don't know. It's funny, literally. Like your money, it doesn't make sense. There's business stuff in here, there's personal stuff in here. You don't know how the business is performing. And so, wanting to hire and actually hiring are two different things where the gap is so large because you want to do it, but because you don't know your numbers, you keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. And now you're even more stressed because you need this assistant, but you don't know if you can pay them for more than 3 months. And just think about that, right? That the cat and dog, like it's just chase after chase. And that doesn't have to be your situation. Okay. You need actual numbers to do these things, not gut feelings, not, oh, yeah, it'll work out. No, you need to know. And that's going to give you that peace of mind to make decisions with confidence. Now, the fix is, of course, having simple, consistent record keeping. That's really it, right? Having record keeping, having some type of system, and it doesn't have to be extravagant. I said it's simple, right? So, simple could be a spreadsheet template that you've come to enjoy using. You use it every week or every month. The key is picking a system that you actually use. So again, it could be spreadsheet, it could be QuickBooks, it could be Wave, right? There's so many different accounting systems out there these days. You can even hire a bookkeeper, let them figure it out, right? Hire a bookkeeper who has their own system and they use their system to keep your numbers organized, to keep your sanity, right? So that you can get these reports each and every month from your bookkeeper and you're able to make decisions based on accurate numbers. You want to make sure that whatever system you're using, make it a non-negotiable that you are going to it and updating it each month. So again, whether it's you, whether it's your bookkeeper, whether you're using spreadsheet, QuickBooks, whichever, minimum monthly. You might even want to start weekly just to really get into the groove of it, but at the minimum monthly, make it a monthly habit. And again, the method doesn't matter. What matters is consistency because you can't manage what you don't measure. So every dollar that you don't track is a dollar that you're leaving on the table. And we can't be doing that this year. We leave that in the past. Leave that in 2025. This year, we're changing it up. We're doing things differently. We're doing things the smart way. And if you were nodding your head at any of these three mistakes, whether it's the mixed bag mistake, the ostrich strategy mistake, the napkin bookkeeping, you're exactly who I created my new program for. I have this new group program and it's called the Tax Smart Entrepreneur. This is my 6 week live program where I teach you how to protect your money so you stop overpaying your taxes, guard your peace so that tax season doesn't send you spiraling, and show up confidently with the numbers side of your business, right? I love working with creatives because they are so passionate with what they do and how they serve their people. And what's missing, what tends to be dim, is when it comes to the numbers side, it's like they avoid. And so if this is you, if I'm talking to you, then the Tax Smart Entrepreneur is perfect. No more guessing, no more midnight Googling. This is going to give you that clarity, that structure, that support from a CPA of over 16 years, a CPA who gets it, and a CPA who wants you to understand your numbers. No more hiding, no more avoiding. So here's what I want you to do right now. Go ahead and download my free tax write-off checklist. Inside the checklist, you're going to get 7 areas within your business that you're most likely overpaying taxes and how to fix these areas just in time for tax season, right? We're already in tax time. And so this is perfect. The link is in the description. And when you grab the free checklist, you'll also be the first to know when doors open to my group program, the Tax Smart Entrepreneur. So here's what I want you to know. Just remember, you didn't start your business to stress about taxes. You started your business for the freedom, the impact, the flexibility that you've been seeking. And the only way to protect that freedom is to get your financial foundation right. So go ahead, grab that checklist. I'll see you inside, and make sure you are subscribed to my channel, like this video, and I will see you next time. Peace.